Hello and welcome to another episode of the Get Out of Gaming podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ben,
And I'm Alex.
and we are your bi-weekly nerdy podcast. Talk about, well, whatever we want to talk about, whether it's games, whether it's movies, whether it's anime. We kind of talk about a little bit of everything. Today, we are going to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Mutant Mayhem, and Chrome Alone 2, the short that was it a SpongeBob movie?
Yeah, it was right before SpongeBob. Yeah. That happened in December. So
So I want to warn anybody now there's going to be spoilers. This movie came out in 2023, so you know, spoilers, but we're going to just kind of have like some casual conversations as we revisited this movie. I had watched it once before and, you know, want to kind of give it a second look
yeah,
at the film. Um, so and now Alex, you've watched it once before. This is your second time watching it, right?
correct. Yeah. I saw it in theaters once with a friend. And then actually we were late to the movie too. So like I missed like the first like 10 minutes of the film
Oh wow.
originally. And honestly, we'll get to it in a bit. Honestly, missing the first 10 minutes made certain reveals happen that weren't supposed to be reveals way better in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, yeah, I remember seeing it. When I did see it initially, I was very much like, this is fine type movie. I don't know, like seeing a movie in a movie theater, unless it's absolutely like trash, seeing a movie in a movie theater tends to heighten the experience. So like,
Yeah, I'll
even
agree
if
to
a
that.
movie isn't super great, like you saw in the theater with like, the best way you're gonna see it, it's gonna like bump up the score a little bit. That's just the way that it is. And so yeah, when I saw it, I thought it was fine. For sure. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I liked it the first time around, and I don't think it's awful this time around. Second time around, it I will say the whole kind of like its vibe is very much a Ninja Turtles movie. Seth Rogen did co-wrote write this here. He is in the film with a lot of his friends, as we'll kind of go through later. Um, Basic plot. So I have from just kind of like a basic plot written out here.
Mhm.
Um, the turtles are shelter teens who want to be accepted by the human world after teaming up with April O'Neil. So this is kind of like a beginning story where they meet April.
Mhm.
Um, they face Superfly, who's played by Ice Cube, a mutant villain who plans to threaten humanity. The brothers are pushed to step out of hiding, and a pop up came up. Um, Tested their bond and forced them to decide what kind of heroes they want to be. So I have to say, starting kind of off here, um, that was the plot, just kind of like running through it. What I really liked is the turtles were actually the characters that played the people that played the turtles, they were actual teens.
Mhm.
Um, they got to hang out beforehand. So like their dynamic on the screen was really it felt genuine. It felt
Yeah.
like it wasn't adults playing teenagers, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm knocking the original Turtle movies, but like it felt genuine. It felt like a really good like thing. They used a lot of words that um, my kids have used before,
Mhm.
so you could definitely tell they were teenagers.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, what were your thoughts on like the casting of the turtles?
Um, I don't really know. So the turtle specifically. Um, yeah, I felt that vibe, and I remember reading about that going in, um, originally, where like yeah, they kind of just hung out. Um, I think they do fit the part. I think they are teens. I think they make stupid jokes. They say sus. They say a lot of
They did.
lingo that is like of its era, as well
Yeah.
as references and things to its era. but as we'll try to go later on, this isn't anything against the turtles acting per se. I think they are all excellent. Um, but the show isn't it the show relies too heavily, or the movie relies too heavily on these references and like the way that they're talking. Like, yes, this is how kids talk, but also you are alienating your audience for the future. This is not a good time capsule movie. So in 20 years when someone tries to watch this and they're talking and they're saying sus or whatever, like there's or like bringing up certain anime, or bringing up Endgame, like bringing up Mark Ruffalo
Oh
specifically and
yeah.
all of that. It's like that's so dated even now. Like no one cares. um and so like there's just stuff there where I feel like all their delivery and everything that they do is really good, but the script is unfortunately the dialogue, I will say, not the script. The dialogue is too dated already. It's too of its era, and I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think, going back to another movie that had teenagers in it, um, the Spider-Man and animated ones,
Mhm.
right, with Miles, he doesn't talk that way.
Mhm.
Um, and so, yeah, I get your point there. Um, I will honestly say one of my favorite parts is Splinter was played by Jackie Chan.
Mhm.
Um, and he was very good in that role.
Yeah.
Even like his jokes, like my favorite is where they came back with the April because they were gonna go after Superfly,
Mhm.
and they had like it all worked out. They were supposed to go to this meeting location, and they get there, and he goes, "I know what you guys have been doing with your human clothes and stuff like that." He's like, "You guys just want to have it." And he goes, "I decided to bring the human world here." And he pulls a sheet, and it's like three Chris's: Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, and Chris Evans. And
Mhm.
he goes, "Look," he goes behind Chris Pine. He goes, "Look, my name's Chris. I have weird looking eyebrows."
Yeah.
Like it was super well played for him.
Mhm.
Even like the scenes where he was in fight scenes, it felt like watching Jackie Chan,
Mhm.
like using like surrounding things, refrigerator, chairs.
Yeah.
That's just his style. But like I felt like it was pretty good in that aspect there.
Mhm.
You're right when they're talking about sus or wow, like there was a comment because uh, Donnie was driving. He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "I got this from like Forza 3."
Yeah, or
Like
yeah, he's a good thing I played a lot of Forza Horizon 5 or something like that.
yeah,
And it's
like
like that's very like shoehorned in as it feels more product placement for certain
yeah.
lines. So yeah, I didn't like that.
Um, One thing that I did really like was the animation style.
Hmm.
Animated style was very much Spider-Man, you know,
Hmm.
but not being Spider-Man. It almost looked like it's like they cut out all the paper and they kind of like morphed it together, so it felt like it was like almost stop shot animation a little bit somewhat.
Yeah, it feels like claymation a little bit at
Yeah,
times for sure.
but it was I really enjoyed that part of it. And then before we started, Alex and I were talking. The music was awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of it was like all the same year almost.
There is one where I was, depends on how much into spoilers we want to get into. I guess it doesn't really matter, but like
We did warn everybody.
yeah, we did warn everyone. There is a song that they play. They play the Hey Ya song first, the what's going on. They play like the real version, and then when the car chase happens, they play the meme song. They play like the He-Man Hey Ya version with like the high pitch, falsetto voice and everything. And I remember watching that in the theaters and like I don't know, getting secondhand cringe where I'm just like, really?
That
Like I wouldn't mind the regular one, but I was just like, really, this is the choice that we're doing here? We're doing this song, like this version, just the meme? Okay, sure. I think a lot of the other music goes well. Like, I like, I forget the song, but when they first start infiltrating all the hideouts and things, where like it
Oh,
does the
the No Diggity.
transitions, yeah, where it does the transitions between each turtle, where like one of them does an attack and then it goes to a different base and then like it's a different one. Like I really like that transition, that scene, that music. um but like the He-Man hey was the thing where I was just like, really, we're doing this? Okay, sure, I don't agree with this, but whatever. Your kids movie.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, if we back I think it was Shrek, is when kids' movies started pushing the envelope,
Hmm.
kind of pushing it, like, how much further can we push this, right,
Hmm.
without getting in trouble?
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like that's what this is, but my kids would have never caught any of those references
Yeah.
watching it, but yeah, the music was great, that was probably I if you can't have a kids movie without a cringe moment,
Yeah.
it's not a kids movie.
Yeah. And there are a couple in this
Um,
movie.
yeah, yeah,
I think you know what the other one I'm thinking about, maybe. I'm not
which
sure.
one are you thinking about that's in
The
the other
the
one?
the puke. The
Oh, yeah.
the first puke girl one, where it's like, here's why I'm called puke girl, and they show it, and then they just show all the remixes. And it's like, yeah, it's on TikTok. And then they just show like the the memeified versions of all these. I'm like, I get it, she puked. I get it. Slime, whatever, ooze, like it's Nickelodeon, sure. Stop. I'm done. I'm done with this puke.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes to, like it's so funny because they have all the different names that
Hmm.
she's making fun of their names.
Yeah.
Because like, Michelangelo was, like, signing up. He's like, "Oh," and they go, "I don't what's my last name?" And he goes, "I don't know." Like, they couldn't because they don't have last names.
Yeah.
So it was Michael Angelo,
Yeah.
and they're making fun of him, and then hers came up. I thought that was pretty funny.
Hmm.
Um, because they're like, "Oh, man, rather that than puke girl."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah, that's me."
Like I
Um,
enjoyed that part. It was just the part where it's like, I get it, she's puke girl. Like you just keep showing me the same scene. As like, you could have just had this as one thing, but you just wanted to do gross
yeah,
out humor to just be
yeah,
gross out.
yeah. I do think, like I do think that was a little bit much, especially when they're into the memes and the TikTok. I
Hmm.
think that goes back to your point of, like, how many more references and things of that nature are they gonna throw in this movie?
Hmm.
Um, it you know, I think this is, like, TikTok's height, when you think about it.
Yeah,
I think they were
around
like
that time, and now TikTok's at the time of this recording is kind of dying. So
yeah,
just because of everything that's been happening to it, so like that's another time capsule issue where it's just like, and maybe you shouldn't say TikTok. But at the same time, who would have
yeah,
like predicted the demise of like TikTok and all this? Because
yeah,
like Facebook and like Twitter, even like for the longest time, like yeah, Twitter was at everything. Twitter's an anime. Twitter's in all this stuff. And then once it got moved to X, once it the all that stuff changed, like I don't like no one who would have predicted that, because like there's just certain things where it's just like, yeah, this exists. This is a part of life. This isn't a product. Um, but yeah, it like you said, yeah, having TikTok and that makes it the movie a little bit dated now, especially.
yeah, yeah. Moving on to other characters, though, I know we talked about the turtles, we talked about that. I liked April O'Neil's character.
Hmm.
Um, I liked how they were all teens, including her,
Yeah,
you know? I liked how they kinda made them, like, all teens, as where the first one, they were teens, and April was already grown up, and she's working for the you know she was a news person, she
yeah,
was a reporter. Um, so I liked that, um, and I liked how when they did meet the mutants, it's everybody.
yeah.
I mean, legitimately, it was every character, Ray Fillet,
Hmm.
Bebop and Rocksteady, um, you know, Leatherhead. I just thought it was, like, really great to kinda get everybody all
Hmm.
kinda together for this. Um, and then, Bebop and Rocksteady were played by of course, Seth Rogen and John Cena, which
Yeah.
I thought was hilarious because they didn't have very many. There was like very little lines.
Yeah.
I don't watching it again. I'm like there was a Seth Rogen laugh
Mhm.
that's in everything he does, but they really didn't have a lot of lines at
No,
all.
no, they didn't. Like they're in the bowling alley, they're in the car chase, and then they're at the end.
Yeah,
That's kind of it. Honestly, I felt like what's his face? Mondo Gecko had the most lines out of all of them because he was hanging out with Michelangelo a lot.
yeah, and I had to look some of these characters up because I wasn't a big Turtles person
Hmm.
growing up, and I'm like, these are all like legit characters.
Yeah.
Now, some of them I know because um, we played Turtles,
Hmm.
um, the really good arcade beat 'em up that came out a couple years ago.
Hmm.
So I knew who some of them were, but like I didn't know all of them, and so it was kind of cool um, to kind of see these different characters there. Did you have a favorite out of all of them?
Um, I'm not sure. I would say out of them, out of like not like excluding even Ice Cube, I would say probably Mondo Gecko. Just because he was just he I think it's I answered my question earlier, like or my I said it earlier where he just had the most screen time. I felt so like you were more
Yeah,
gravitated towards him, and like he was disappointed when like he's like, "What'd you do, bro?" or whatever. I'm sorry. There was actual just disappointment between the groups there, whereas like the others kind of were just there and they had their jokes and they're good, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I feel like Mondo Gecko actually had more heart put into him.
yeah. I like how you bring up Superfly. Superfly is the main villain in this movie, and one thing I really liked is every single Turtles movie, it's Shredder, right? They're
Hmm.
going against Shredder, or they're going against Krang and Shredder. Um, no Shredder.
Not
Um,
until the post credits.
yeah, not till post credits. But I think that's why I liked this movie was because of that. Um,
Yeah.
we had how many turtle films, and they all deal with Shredder. We even had a Batman and Turtle animated movie.
That's
So
true.
I liked this not having Shredder is
Hmm.
a little bit different. Do
Yeah.
you think that I mean, what were your thoughts on that? Because he wasn't till the very end, post credits.
I was happy with no Shredder because having a Shredder in this film would make zero sense.
Yeah,
Because they changed the origin, there is no Hamato Yoshi. Splinter is literally just a rat. He watched, I don't know, like Bruce Lee films and like all his other stuff, to get to learn martial arts and all of that. So, like, he doesn't have the touchstones from from Japan from anything. So and so there is no Hiroku Saki, like there is no Shredder. Um and so it doesn't make sense to have a Shredder. So it's nice to have its own little encapsulated thing. It could be its own origin story, it can be its own thing. I don't like the origin story. I think it's funny, but if you were doing more, then I wouldn't really enjoy it. But watching the movie again, I was like, yeah, I don't like this story, but they're doing their own thing. This is great or whatever. Like you don't need a Shredder. And then the Shredder pops up at the
yeah,
end. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this now. Like I don't think the Shredder is deserved because like he doesn't make sense to be here. He's not a big bad. He's supposed to have stakes. He's supposed to like there's supposed to be actual like revenge. There's a lot to those two, to Splinter and Shredder, that matter. And so if you take that out, then it's just I don't know, a cheese grater man fighting the turtles. So like there's not really much else to it. And that the thing that made me upset. But I do like to go back. So the thing I wanted to talk about earlier, because I missed like the first 10 minutes of the film. So I when I first watched it. So I didn't see Baxter Stockman like talk to the fly and like get kidnapped and all that. All I saw was like where the turtles like started like once they were grown and they were skating in the sewers or whatever. Like that's when I walked in. And so without having the context of throwing in your face, here's the TCRI ooze, here's all of that. I thought that was a way better movie the first time I watched it, because having the reveal of Superfly then say, like, oh, because of my father, Baxter Stockman. And the whole time I was like, this is Baxter Stockman, but it wasn't. So like I somehow created a better movie by missing the first 10 minutes. And so rewatching it,
Yeah,
I don't, it's a media literacy thing where it's just like you have to spell things out, you have to like put the puzzle pieces in the right direction, give the breadcrumbs for the kids and for the people watching, because they assume that people are stupid. Like
yeah,
we didn't really need to see that scene in my opinion. And so without me seeing it originally, yeah, I felt like that was a reveal for me where Superfly was just like, yeah, my father Baxter Stockman, he was captured. It's like, oh, that's oh yeah, and then they show the recap of that first scene, so I didn't even need the first scene at all. So I feel like if you just took out that first scene then it'd be great. Like you just have the turtles just skateboarding or something. You didn't need any of that in the beginning. I don't know. I keep talking about like as if I hate this movie. I don't hate this movie. There's just am so passionate about regular turtles that this movie kind of pisses me off sometimes.
no,
um,
no. Now
yeah,
it's funny you mentioned Baxter Stockman. Who played it better, this actor that played him or Tyler Perry?
I love Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman. I'm gonna first and foremost say that I think Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman is the only good Tyler Perry thing ever, because he plays it really really well. He just plays a stupid nerd and it works really great. This Baxter Stockman was barely here, so out of the
Yeah,
two, I would say Tyler Perry all the way. But don't take that out of
I mean,
context.
every time I see Tyler Perry though, I just cannot get Medea.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see is Medea. So, um, again, like I said, I liked this here. You missing that whole beginning though, that makes sense of you missing it. So you're like, oh, okay, so there's doing this now. Um, there. But like, who do you think they made this movie for? Was it for like us? Was it for kids? I mean, who did they really make this for?
I don't know. And I think that's its problem. I think it's trying to do too many things and just like capture everyone at once with a big butterfly net.
Yeah,
Like I think because like you said, um your kids aren't going to know the He-Man Hey Ya. They're not going to know that
yeah.
reference. Um and then there's other things as well that they won't know the references to, or the kids watching what movie were they watching? They were watching some
Oh,
high school movie or something.
yeah. I can't
Um,
remember what.
yeah,
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
yeah, they're watching Ferris Bueller. So like, there's certain things just in the background where it's like it feels like it's made for adults, but then when you look at the core of it,
Yeah,
it's made for kids. Whereas the previous Turtles films were made for everyone, and there wasn't really things for old people or whatever. The only thing I would say is the Jose Canseco bet. Like that's the only thing where you reference someone in the first movie,
right.
and that's it. Third movie is atrocious. Yeah, so I would never say that this is a bad movie that we just watched, but I do want to go in really quick because you talked about the animation earlier and all that.
Yeah.
I like the animation a lot. I like how it looks claymation sometimes. I like how it looks like there's models, especially near the end, like with the huge kaiju with the horse feet and all that kind of stuff. Um, but maybe this is a point. Maybe this is a point. Every human looks ugly, like very ugly. Like I think the turtles look great. I
Yeah.
think April O'Neil looks great, and that's probably why Leonardo like fell in love with her, because she's the only normal looking person in that whole film. out of like all the other people. Everyone looks like they're from what's that movie? All of the Other Reindeer. Like they all look as very
Oh,
distorted, and like you know what I mean? Like they have like these weird
no.
flat faces, and it just doesn't work right for something that is 3D. They all look ugly. Like even the regular New Yorkers where it's like, hey, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, and hey, Spider-Man, like they're doing that at the end. Um like they're everyone looks ugly except April. And I think the turtles look better. Maybe that's why they're accepted at the end. Because
Yeah.
everyone's ugly.
I mean, maybe they just ran out of budget. So
But like
they're
my,
like,
my initial thing was like, maybe the humans look ugly because they're treating everyone like monsters, so they're the real monsters. Or New York, is just kind of gross, so everyone looks ugly and disgusting.
I mean, most of the movie, the turtles are scared they're gonna get milked.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
uh,
Which is a plot point
that
that
line
keeps happening.
so when Splinter's saying, "Oh, did you get milked?" Like, "No, no, why would you ask that? Stop asking that." Um, one of my kids was like, "What do you mean milking?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it, just watch the movie." Like, I didn't wanna go into it like, I would be like a cow, and
Yeah.
then, like, one of my sons go, "They don't have udders." Like, I didn't wanna have this conversation,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
mean, well, they also
Um,
said 2 times, they're like, "We don't have nipples. How would we get milk?" Like, they said that a few times in the movie.
yeah. So, it's kind of like almond milk, right?
Mhm.
W w I don't understand it. I mean, I drink almond milk sometimes, but, like, really? Almond
Yeah.
milk?
Yeah.
I mean I don't remember what movie it was. They're like, "Where are the nipples on an almond?" I mean, really?
Exactly. Yeah.
Who's milking that? I don't understand it, but I think it tastes fine to me. Um, I went way off rails there. This is
Yeah.
yeah.
This is Ninja Turtles podcast, not
I it
almonds.
is. It's not how we're milking almonds.
Yeah.
Um, I think I really overall, do I think this is my favorite Turtles film? No. I think for me, the second Turtles film, Secret of the Ooze, will always be my favorite. Um,
Yeah.
which there is a scene in that movie, I think it's the first where they go to get April Scooter
Mhm.
in the car, um, uh, the Ice what is it? Vanilla Ice
Oh, yeah,
song?
Ninja Rap plays in the
Yeah,
car.
that was
Yeah.
playing in the car. Um, I think overall, I think it is a pretty good film. It had its ups and downs.
Mhm.
It's funny because I watched the trailer beforehand. They really do in the trailer put, you know, with the teenager Seth Rogen, and I'm like, if I'm a parent, right, and
Mhm.
I'm looking for a movie to go, and like the trailer goes, "Oh, with teenager Seth Rogen," I'm like, probably not gonna take my kids there, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking who it was for. I don't think it was bad. I don't think there was like things I'm like, "Oh, I don't want my kids to see that,"
Mhm.
you know? Um,
Have you seen before we go into the other stuff here, and I have a couple other things to bring up, but have you seen the TV show at all? Like the one that's based on this movie? Because I've heard that that TV show is actually pretty good, and it's like 2D animation instead. Recently got canceled, but I've heard like that's a fun time.
I have not. Now, I will say, because I have a spending problem, I may or may not have bought the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, game that's kind of off the movie, the kinda top-down beat 'em up.
Hmm.
Um, I did purchase that for Switch. So, um, yeah, I I haven't seen the show. I think it's crazy because 'cause I've seen an ad for the show.
Hmm.
Is it the same voice actors from the movie?
I'm not
Like the
sure.
Turtles?
I think it is. I don't know about anyone else though.
You could bring up your point. I already have I have the, movie pulled up here. I just
Okay.
wanna kinda see.
Yeah, so I did want to bring up really quick. There were a couple funny references or things that I enjoyed. Like seeing TCRI in places, or when they're on the milking machine and they get zapped, like they look like they got zapped from like the arcade games because they you could see their skeletons and they kind of
Oh, yeah.
makes the same noise and like all of that. Um, and then I do want to talk about I forget her name, like the main villain. For me, she looks like Krang's body. She just has like she has like kind of like that same color scheme. She has the weird sunglasses. And so watching that whole film, I was like, she's tied to Krang or something. Like there has to be something with that. And maybe there is in this show, maybe there is in this next movie that's happening. But she really does remind me of Krang, like for some reason.
So that's Cynthia Ultram,
Yeah.
um, by Maya Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
And before we started the podcast today, I went and looked to see if they're even talking um, pre-production.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen is producing it. So I think this movie did well money wise. I
Mm-hmm.
think it did very well. Um, Now I will say that this is streaming right now on two platforms. Paramount Plus is streaming it, and Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it on Netflix because I'll just throw that out there. Paramount Plus is trash.
I actually
Um,
watched it on Paramount Plus, but I watched it on the app through or the channel through Amazon.
yes, if you have the Amazon through Amazon, yes. I just have the app,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I just have it for football games sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's Paramount Plus. Try to watch a movie on the actual app is trash.
And
Um,
speaking of though, we had to watch it on the actual app for the second thing. Um and I had to
yeah,
figure out a way on how to find it because it's not its own thing. And I watched some video that I saw before we even did this where they're like, "Hey, here's how you find Chrome Alone 2 because it's not its own separate video. You have to go to the movie, you have to go to extras, and then it's right there at the top," which I think is stupid. And so because of that, I had to do this weird workaround way to create a Paramount Plus account with Amazon account that we already have. So then like it's tied to it so then I can log into the Paramount app. So I had to do this convoluted way just to watch this thing because they didn't upload it correctly. So that was annoying. But watching
yeah.
it on my iPad or whatever yesterday, I was like, okay, like it was worth it. It was worth it at the end of
I
the day.
mean, luckily for me on the Paramount app, it was just right there. You
Yeah.
typed it in and it pulled up. So before we jump into the second part of it, I wanted to see like, what your thoughts were like ratings, like would you recommend this to people to watch? Where does it rank from your other Ninja Turtle movies? I know you said it's not as bad as 3. But where would you put it?
I don't even remember what we did with our do I have that? Hang on. Cuz in the past, I'm going to try to look for it here really quick. We had we did a ranking video of here are all of the movies, the Ninja Turtle movies. Okay, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see our rankings. Um so I don't know where we put everything, to be honest. I feel like 1 and 2 were pretty high up there. 3 was below, and then Batman Ninja. Ninja Turtles with Batman was like in the middle of those.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we did. Um I feel like this is probably a little better than the Batman one just because you don't need to know anything about Batman. I think it's a better entry point. It is newer and it is different, it's funny and all of that. Um but I mean I just bought the 4K and everything, of the trilogy. So like I love those movies. um Not a huge fan of the 2007 one. So this is probably above that one for me. Um, but the CG one. But I would say this is probably in third place. Out
Yeah.
of all of them. But yeah, the first and the second one are still just very high up there for me. I think the first one is a perfect movie. I think the second one is a fun movie. And then this one has fun and comedic moments and all that, and it probably is the the best Ninja Turtles thing we've had in a while. Besides, and people might, give us crap for this, but like, I'm not a huge fan of Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't like that show. I liked the 2012 show a lot. The first one that Nickelodeon grabbed, the CG one. Um, and that was the first time with a teenage April O'Neil as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed that one. But like, yeah, this is the first thing in a while where I feel like, okay, yeah, Turtles are they're doing well. They're still doing it. They made it fresh somehow, and they, as much as I complain about it, they did a good job. And it's different, but that's fine. So yeah, I would say it's the third. I would say it's in third place. As far as like ratings go, I don't know what I would give it. Just because we didn't rate the other ones, so um, that's why I'm kind of just saying it's in third place.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would say in the same level. The first 2 are iconic.
Hmm.
I was repeating those lines as a kid everywhere, drove everyone nuts. I had both soundtracks.
Frere
Um,
Jacques, Frere Jacques.
funny story, someone had bought, a friend of mine had bought the, tape,
Uh-huh.
the cassette tape of the soundtrack, and
Yeah,
so I bought a blank tape, and I had a boombox with both, and I recorded it,
nice.
so I didn't have to buy it. Yep, that was how you did it back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it was a really good movie. The first ones are iconic. Now that I know that you bought the first ones on 4K, once we're done, I am probably gonna go look for those. Um,
The first one's
I
in
think,
4K. The other two are on Blu-ray, but they got rescanned, so they're awesome.
yeah, I might have to check those out. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Um, Definitely felt uh, new and crisp, and hopefully they get a second one.
Hmm.
So the second part of this is they did a short for the SpongeBob movie that happened over the holidays, and it was Chrome Alone 2. And this was only like 7.5, 8 minutes long.
Hmm.
But it was basically they were shopping in New York for Christmas, trying to figure out what they want to get Splinter. And they walk by a toy store, and there's like these um there's like a TV and action figures, and it's like really bad versions of themselves.
Yeah,
And
bootlegs.
there's like a real yeah, there's like a real commercial in the background playing.
Yeah, with real
Like
kids.
like yeah, with real kids playing with toys. And was it Michelangelo's head, the squished one?
Yeah.
So so basically they're like, all right, we gotta find out where this is. This isn't cool. They're making money off us, and those look awful. And the way it goes is they find Chrome Dome is the guy that's making it. He is purely AI in this big kind of like metal body.
Hmm.
But it's pretty fun. It was over, like, I felt like right when we were getting into it, it was, like, over,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it was kinda cool because when Chrome Dome was, talking about how he became Chrome Dome, he was a
Hmm.
human at first, it literally was movie references.
Well, movie, comic
Like,
book, everything.
yep, I saw Lord of the Rings in there, I
Yeah.
saw, Mandalorian and Grogu,
Batman,
um
Spider-Man.
yeah,
Like, yeah, there was a ton of literally everything in there, and I thought, yeah, it was pretty funny. And like, I love the way that he looks too. He looks very master computer, like
yeah,
like from Tron. Like that's like the way that he's drawn and everything. Um, so yeah, I enjoyed this short a lot. I enjoyed this short more than the movie. I'm gonna say that. Um, I think it has a good message. The good message is that AI sucks. Um, but
yeah,
I remember when people first watched the trailer for this, and they were so upset that Donatello was talking about ChatGPT. They're like, "My man wouldn't do anything like that. Like Donatello's too smart for ChatGPT. Like he wouldn't be relying on this." And like that's kind of his arc in that was being like, "Oh man, ChatGPT is cool. The it's only as good as its prompts or something." And then that becomes, the actual like crux of the fighting and beating Chrome Dome is like, oh, he's copying everything, so he's copying us. So let's do stupid things, and then he'll defeat himself. Um, so I did enjoy that a lot because it very much is an anti-AI stance, but without being too on the nose, but it still is at the
Yeah.
same time. Because at the end, Donatello's like, "And I'm deleting ChatGPT right now from my phone," and then Raphael's like, "AI sucks." It's like, yeah, yeah, it
I
does.
wonder I wonder how, like, ChatGPT and some of these companies feel because, I mean, they just straight called out ChatGPT. Um,
Hmm.
they're not the only AI service, but they're one of the bigger ones, one of the beginning ones.
Yeah.
Um, I liked it because, like, it was kind of, like, funny, and I think my favorite line was, like, he goes, "Yeah, we're gonna g" the turtles were like, "We're gonna go," and like, "No, I'd like for you guys to stay here forever and die." And then they go into this big fight scene,
Hmm.
and, um, it just was, like, hilarious, but and I will say spoilers,
Hmm.
um, they get home and Splinter's fallen asleep wrapping presents,
Hmm.
and they pull off the present paper, and it's literally those action figures.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because
Um,
they're like, "We're gonna burn these after we open these up, right?" It's like, oh yeah.
yeah, it was cute, and it was like a Christmas thing without being, like, over Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Like Clark Griswold Christmas is what most of these shorts and movies are, right?
Yeah.
Um, you're like, over the top, it has to be the best, but this one was, like, really short. It was
Yeah.
2.5 minutes. Now you said you liked this more than the movie. Um, are you sticking with that?
Oh yeah, 100%. I like it because it's short. I like it because it just has. Uh, they're already established, so like it's nice to just the Ninja Turtles don't have to try to be accepting. They don't have to do any of this. It's just kind of like, oh, there's a thing. Let's go do the thing. We beat the thing, and then comedy happens at the end. Um, am I biased because they do the "Gotta Get a Gift for Splinter" from the "We Wish You a Turtle Christmas" the VHS tape? Yes, yes, I am. But it's totally fine because this 7 minute special is really really good. Um,
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the voice acting a lot again. The animation, you can tell it like they've had time to grow, and so for this short animation, like it looks very nice. It looks better than the movie that we just watched.
yeah, which is rare because normally when they do these shorts like this,
Hmm.
it's never the same type of animation.
Yeah.
Um, plus, like, looking at them, because now that they're out, they're able to be out in New York. They're, like, wearing, like, each individual turtle had their own style of the way they dressed,
And
which
they're
I thought
wearing
was
their
really
colors
cool.
as well.
Yeah,
So,
in
so
their
you can,
colors.
yeah, so you can figure out who they are.
I'm sure that was done on purpose because
Yeah.
otherwise you'd be like, "Who's who?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was
I do want to say really quick, I do enjoy that. Like, this has always kind of been a thing for Ninja Turtles. Less the 80s cartoon, but more everything else, where every turtle does have a physical feature. So if for some reason, um, let's say for some reason none of them had their actual colors, you would be able to find out like this is Donatello, even if he wasn't wearing glasses. Like you'd be able to find out,
oh, yeah.
oh, this one's Donatello, this one's Michelangelo because he has more of a flat head. This is Raphael because he's a little bigger. This is Leonardo because he's just kind of, like, and also they all have different like skin tones, and they always have.
Yeah,
So I've always enjoyed that. Except the 80s cartoon, like they're all, they always mix up all the bandanas and stuff and that all the time overseas whenever they animated, because with the 80s cartoon there's a lot of hiccups and mistakes where it's like Donatello's voice is coming out of Raphael or whatever. That happens so much in that show. But with this, like, yeah, it's cool to see again that just like every character who's a main character does have a certain look to them to where um yeah, you could point them out and figure out who they are if you really tried.
yeah, I thought this was really good. Um, I watched this one by myself, but, like, I feel like next holiday, I'll probably watch it with the kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you have it. I think this year we're gonna kind of, like, go and try to do more stuff like this,
Hmm.
um, and,
Maybe we'll watch We Wish You a Turtle Christmas, you know?
I mean, it's probably on YouTube, right?
It is on YouTube. It's horrible.
Um, is it worse than the Star Wars Christmas?
No, I think it's better than that.
Oh, okay. I
It's
mean,
just
not
it's just a musical. Like, it's really stupid music. There's a rap about wrapping presents. It's called the Rap Rap. Um, very much of its time. Um, or there's a
I
part
mean,
where I think it's Michelangelo is just singing like an opera just outside to like a Santa, like charity Santa. Um, and then there's a lot of kids and stuff as well in the choreography, but it's the out of their shells Ninja Turtles, but like it's those faces and stuff. So they're just reutilizing like, oh, this is their Christmas album, this is their Christmas special. So that's why it feels that way. It is very campy, it is very stupid, but man, I remember watching this so much as a kid. I don't have the VHS tape anymore, unfortunately, but I found the VHS tape online. It's not that much, but if it is just on YouTube or archive.org, like, then yeah, we could definitely watch that.
oh dear lord.
It's only
I guess
30
since I
minutes.
picked this one, yeah. I guess since I picked this one,
Yeah.
yeah. So we've been watching that. We've got a bunch of stuff planned up. I do want to kind of do a quick. So next episode, we are going to do an episode with the Half Haunted Chronicles. Uh, Super excited about it. They kind of talk about um, they do like scary stories and things like that nature, but they do them and they're based off of stories that or places that really happened.
Mhm.
So um, definitely going to be something interested. I know Alex isn't a big fan of horror, uh, but he was able to kind of like at least I think this one will be fine for him.
Yeah.
It's not you know like horror.
No.
So we got that coming up. If you're listening for the first time, definitely hit the follow button. Here we have the audio version that will come out on Wednesdays, and then the same week on Fridays, the YouTube version comes out. So definitely, if you could go to Spotify, hit that follow button, go to YouTube, hit the follow button, and like our videos. And yeah, we'll see what happens more this year. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything, Alex?
Cowabunga and get at it.
Get at it.